Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's tutorial, we will show you how to create and format headings and table of contents in Microsoft Word. During this tutorial, we will cover different sections, and they are: first, how to add headings within Microsoft Word document, how to insert table of content, how to update table of content, how to customize your table of content, and finally how to remove table of content from your document. Before we get started, just a quick intro into what table of content is. Table of content is a section in a document that provides an organized list of the main sections or chapters along with respective page numbers. It serves as a navigational aid, allowing readers to quickly locate specific sections or topics within a very lengthy document. The table of content typically appears at the beginning of the document or near the beginning of the document after the title page and any abstract or executive summary, as the case may be. The table of content is created by listing the headings or titles of each section or chapter in the order they appeared in a document, usually with indentation or numbering to indicate the levels of subheadings. We'll be using Microsoft Word to create this table of content, which is one of the most popular word processing software, and where you can generate table of content automatically, because this allows for easy updates of the document structure and any changes within. We'll be getting started now. First is to add headings. So this is a sample document that we're going to be using for this tutorial. It has the title of the document, which could be any title. You could have the abstract, the introduction, and under the introduction, we have different subsections there with background, objectives, and scope. The next chapter, literature review, you have three subsections there also, and you have the methodology with some subsections, and data collection is a subsection of the methodology, and under the data collection section, you also have subsections under that, which is the primary data and secondary data. So all these are called levels, and from there you have the results, discussion, conclusions and recommendations, references, and then appendix. So each of these are called levels. The introduction, the main headings are called level 1, subsections are called level 2 or heading 2, and so on and so forth. So if you have a subsection under a level 2, that subsection would then be level 3. That's how it is. So to add the headings, for we to be able to insert table of content, all these headings we have to be formatted or created as an heading style. To find the heading style in Word, under the Home tab, you see this panel section here. This contains the heading styles. You have heading 1, heading 2. So these are what you use to create the table of content. So you can have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4 for the different levels that you have within your document. Only 2 heading levels are shown here because we have not created any. The more we create, the more Microsoft Word automatically adds the different levels that we need. So we'll start. If we want our abstract to appear in a table of content, we'll have to begin there, or the title of the document. So we'll start with the abstract. We assign that to heading 1. The introduction also heading 1, but the background, because the background is under the introduction, that will be heading 2. And like I said, you see now Microsoft Word has given us an option to create heading 3 in case there's a subheading under the background. So we'll go on to objectives. That's heading 2. Scope, heading 2. Now literature review, that's a new chapter, that should be heading 1. Overview, heading 2. Previous studies, heading 2. Key concept, heading 2. Then methodology, that's a new chapter, that should be heading 1. Then research design, heading 2. Data collection, heading 2. Primary data and secondary data are under data collection, so those should be heading 3 and heading 3. So data analysis, back to heading 2. Limitations, heading 2. And we'll stop there for now and just use this to create and insert a table of content. To insert a table of content, we'll go to the references tab. Under there, you have table of content on the left hand side. If you click on it, you have different options of table of content. You have automatic table format, table of content created, or you could select to create your own custom table of content. For now, I'll be using automatic table 2 as an example. So if you create that, you see that we have a table of content created already. Now, if you notice, a table of content only ends in methodology because we did not create results, discussion, and the appendix as headings. So those have not appeared in our table of content. Also, the title of document also is not added to the table of content because there was no heading created for that. So if we want to include the other headings, we'll go back and then say create heading 1. Quantitative findings will be heading 2, qualitative findings will be heading 2. Then to update the table of content to reflect the new headings we've added, there are two ways to do that. First, if you select anywhere on the table of content, you see this note here that says update table. If you click on it, this will appear. The first option there is to update page numbers only, or to update the entire table. You choose the first one if what you're updating is only changes to the location of a particular heading, or you choose the second one if you've created new headings or made structural changes to your document. So which is what we've done now. We've added new headings, so we'll be clicking on updating entire table and then OK. So you see the results and have been added to the table of content. Next thing that I'll be showing is that, typically for any document that you're creating, usually you could have your headings. You see that some documents usually have heading numbers attached to the headings. There's a way you can create that automatically. Some people would want to do that manually, but I will not recommend that. So to do that manually would be to just come here and type 1.0 and then background 1.1 and objectives 1.2 and so on and so forth. You don't need to do do it this way because Microsoft Word has the option to create these numbers for you automatically. So I'll be showing you that. So I'll undo those changes I've created now and then see how we can create that automatically. So to add numbers to our headings automatically, if we go to do that, we'll under the paragraphs section of the home tab, you come to this, which is creating multi-level list. If you bring that down, currently the list is being shown as none. That is why you have no heading numbers appearing with your headings. So there are different styles you could use within here, or you could create your own new level list style or new level multi-level list. So for this exercise, we'll be using this just as an example. You could choose this where you have chapter 1 and then there's no number for the other headings, or you could use this. This is the most popular where you have 1.0, 1.1, 1.1.1 depending on the levels that you have. So if I choose that, you can see that all the documents have been assigned, all the headings within the document have been assigned numbers. But one thing to note is that because this table of content heading is created as number 1, as a level 1 heading, so it's been assigned a level 1 heading number. So to remove that, just delete by pressing backspace, and the number 1 becomes abstract, number 2 is introduction. Also, typically abstract not have numbers assigned to them, so would remove that by pressing backspace, and automatically Microsoft will update the numbers such that introduction is now number 1, background and literature review number 2, methodology and chapter 3, and results chapter 4. So to automatically add create for discussion and the conclusion. So if you go back to heading 1, if you see now the heading styles have changed with numbers attached at the beginning, showing the numbers. So if you click heading 1 there for interpretation of findings, that's heading 2, this heading 2, this heading 2, then conclusion and recommendations heading 1, this heading 2, all level 2 and level 2, references level 1, and appendix level 1, this level 1, and this level 1. I'll be creating another video where I explain to you how to create appendix headings separately, such that instead of having 1.0, you just have appendix A or A1 or A2 as the case may be. So look out for that video. But for this, for the appendix, if we don't want it to have any chapter number, just as before, we can delete this and then delete this, and then delete this, like that. So this should be having this level 2, not level 1. So you could delete that and then delete that. So having done that, we can go back to update our table of content, update field, entire table, and then click on OK. So there you have it, your full table of content. Another useful thing for creating table of content, the benefit of creating table of content with headings is that it's easy to navigate. Say, for example, if we're on the table of content and want to move to the appendix section, instead of scrolling down to the appendix section, we kind of come here. You see, Word is telling you if you control click, it takes you down to the appendix section. So I'm going to control and press click, and then the document takes you to the appendix section. What if you are here at the appendix section, you want to go back to the beginning of the document? How do you do that? One easy way to do that is to pull up the navigation pane within Microsoft Word, and to do that is to go to the View tab. You see the navigation pane here, you select it, and then the navigation pane appears. This lists all the headings within your document, and clicking on any one can take you to any section within the document. Say we want to go to the abstract, we can go to the abstract. Want to come back to the appendix B, yeah, where we have it, that's appendix B. So you want to go to the very first page, you can just click on this, jump to the beginning, and it takes you to the beginning of the document. Now for the title page, you can have the style you should use for the title of the document is, I'll suggest not to use either any of the heading styles for the title, because you don't want it to appear in your table of content. You should go to pull that up and then click on title. So that you should use for the title of your document, and you can format it. Another good thing of using styles is that whenever you format any of the heading, it appears or applies to all of the headings at once. So if we go to title, format title, click on that and modify. So we could change the color to say purple. We could change the font style to say area black, and then click on increase the size, font size to 36, and then OK. So there we have it, title of the document. Similarly, you could also modify all the other headings within your document. To do that, we scroll up back. So let's say we want to modify our heading 1, all level 1 headings. So instead of doing this manually, go to this and then modify just this. You don't have to do that. So you could do for all the level 1 headings at once. And to do that, you go to heading 1 here, right click, and then click on modify. You can change the color back, say to purple. Purple, use heading, let's say Callisto, font size, and you can do anything, make it italics, make it bold, make it underline, or you could choose different other formatting options you have there. I will not be going into detail into formatting headings in this video. There will be a subsequent video explaining that, so be on the lookout for that. But just as a tip on how to edit heading or format the heading styles, this is how you do it, and then click on OK. So as you can see, all the heading styles have been formatted to follow the format we've assigned. Similarly, you can do same for level 1, heading level 1, level 2, as the case may be. Let's say you don't want purple, let's say you want a different color, let's say this, and then you click on OK. You want a different font style, let's say Calibri, you want to make it italics, then you click on OK. So there you have it. So that's how you modify all the headings within your document. And if you go back, so if we update the table of content again and see if there's been any changes, update the entire table, no. As you can see, the title of document is not included in the table of content, which is what we want because we've used a title header to create the table, the title of the document. The next thing is how do we customize our table of content? Because this format here, you can see the font style is Calibri, the font size is 11, the color is black. We can decide to have this header tab leader. The tab leader is a space between the heading and the page number. So you could have this as dot or dash or nothing at all. So you could format all these within Microsoft Word. And to do that, you having your cursor on the table of content, you go to reference tab and then pull up your table of content and then say custom table of content. For the leader, this is the leader, tab leader. You can see it's appearing there. You could decide to say um, the tab leader should be none or should be dash. You can see it's changed there. You can decide to show page numbers or not to show page numbers. You can decide to right align the numbers or not. So let's choose this type of tab leader and then click on OK and OK. So you see our table of content has been formatted accordingly the way we formatted it. Also, if we want to format the way the text appear within the table of content, mind you, like I said before, each of these have different levels. So you could see the way the indentation is. These are all level 1s and these are level 2s and these are level 3, looking at the number that appears. So 1.1 is level 2, just 1 is level 1. So to modify all level 1, what you can do, two ways you can do it. You can either come here, select a typical level 1. You could do it for the introduction, the literature review, or the methodology. So if I pick the methodology in this case and then come to the home tab, change the color to say purple, you see as I've changed the color to purple, all the level 1 colors have changed also to purple. If I make it bold, all the level 1 colors have also been bolded. Also, if I want to modify any level 2, also I can highlight a given level 2 and then make the changes. So that's one way. Another way to do this is to pull up the full styles pane. This is called the style pane. So if you see, if I select a level 2 here, you see the cursor here, the blue square as is on TOC2. So this means table of content level 2. So if I select the level 1, see this then jumps to TOC level 1. So any changes I apply to TOC level 1 here, we apply to all TOC level 1 in the table of content. So if I need to modify my TOC level 2, I can either select and modify the changes directly here, or I can come here and then right click and then click on modify, and then I can select the color I want. Let's say I want something close to purple but not purple. Let's say something lighter. Let's choose a color. So we want a smaller style. And also you could choose the indentation from here under tabs, paragraphs, border. So if I come here, I can choose the level of indentation I want. You could also go to the paragraph section to choose how you want the indentation to appear, the spacing between the content within the levels and all of that options. Or you could do it here. So these are for the for more detailed formatting, but for the quick formatting, you could use any of these options. So if I do that and then click on OK, let's say I want to add more spacing, or let's have more spacing, or very little spacing, and then we could do that. So you see, that's how you modify your table of content. Now, if we want to do that for level 3, this is a level 3. We can go back and say modify level 3, choose the same color as before, and then just click on OK. So that's our level 3. So that's how you modify your table of content and format the entries within the table of content. As you can see, all the heading levels that we've created are appearing within the table of content. If, for example, you do not want any sub headings to appear, you only want the main headings like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the appendix to appear in the table of content, you could do that. You don't have to come here and start deleting each of these levels manually, because otherwise, when you update your table again, you see the it comes back. But if you only want to appear, if you only want the main headings to appear in your table of content, there's a way you do that automatically. The way to do that, still under the references tab, you go to the table of content and then custom table of content. You see here where it says show levels. Now it's set to 3 by default. So the table of content shown, we have 3 levels. So level 1, the level 2, which are the subheadings of the level 1, and level 3, which are subheadings under level 2. So if you want only one of the levels to show, the main levels to show, let's say you want only 2 levels, you can make this show levels 2. You can see what the option is showing here. It's showing heading 1 and heading 2. Or if you want just one level, you can see it's showing just heading 1. So if that's what you want, you click on OK, and then it asks you replace this table of content, say yes, and then yeah, there you have it. You can see that it's only showing the main levels of the table of content. This can be useful in cases where you don't want the full headings to display within your table of content. You only want the main headings to appear. Finally, for this video, I'll be showing you how to delete table of content. So to delete table of content, you could either come here and just delete, which is not the best way. I would say come here and just press delete. That's it for your deleting the table of content. The other method which I would advise you to use is to click on the table of content, go to the references tab, table of content, and then remove table of content. This is the best way to delete your table of content because it removes all the bookmarks that Microsoft Word has created. If I just undo that, also because we've moved our abstract to the next page, now you see abstract is on page 2, but on our table of content, that has been updated already as page 2. But in case we need to make any changes, we can come here, just the page numbers have changed, and right click, update field. In this case, we'll be updating the page numbers only, and then click on OK. There you have it. Yeah, that's it for this video on table of content and headings in Microsoft Word. Please look out for more videos on this channel. If you have any questions or comments, do well to leave them in the comment section, and we'll try to respond as quickly as we can. And if you've enjoyed this video, give us a like and then subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be the first to know when we release new videos. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.